City of Allen, little suburb of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. This time we're bringing back the 4-weight Redington Pursuit on the Echo Ion 2-3 weight with a 4-weight line, and I'm bringing the Grasshopper. I brought a damselfly variant the other day and it broke off from a turtle. Now we're going to try the foam Grasshopper. Let's see what that does. And not sure how long we're going to be able to live stream. Yesterday we tried doing it and our phone kicked off on us from the heat, and so I'm hoping this early morning, it's about 7:30 I believe, gives us a chance to fish a little bit longer since temperature's supposed to cool down, plus it's the morning. All right, and I'm just going to work my way over here by the shallow area and see if we can drop the foam grass. Oh, there's a hit. Wow, already got a hit, missed them. Maybe those little bluegill in the shallows. Ooh, something else moving. All right, they're here. Let's just try these little, there's a hit. Okay, must be little guys. I'm using a size 10, I believe, or yeah, size 10 hook. And got a couple of hits already. There's another one tapping at it. Must be a little guy. Let's see if I can get it out here in between all this junk. And one of the things I like about fishing these foam Grasshopper and foam variants is I can drop, there's another hit, I can drop the fly into these pockets where there's some openings in all the algae and moss and whatnot that's kind of playing around, clobbering the area. And so it gives me the opportunity to at least get the fly there and be able to fish. There's another hit. Be able to fish without having to worry too much about having to take all that greenery off the fly when I'm using a streamer and whatnot. All right, good morning, good morning. Is this real? I don't know what you mean by real, but I'm fishing right now. Okay, let's go back out. See if something else is striking. All right, so far so good. Looks like the little guys are here in the shallows, so let's see if we can get something to strike. I went with a bigger foam variant, foam Grasshopper, versus the damselfly I used the other day. Like I was saying, I did have that one that broke off from a turtle. Bummer turtle. All right, let's go back over here. Let's flip it out this way. Had several little hits so far. I believe it's those bluegill. And there is another pocket of fish that should be on the other side over here by the pier. Okay, let's go walk it over. Okay, and over here I'll kind of approach the area standing off from the bank, because we definitely don't want to spook them, and you will definitely spook them. You walk up on the bank. So I'm standing off about maybe 20 feet from shore, casting out a little bit further and kind of working the fly into the shallow area. There's a hit right there. All right, got Mr. Fishy. Now I just got to get him over the junk. All right, got him over the junk. And this again is a foam Grasshopper. I just tied it right before coming out here, and it takes me less than a minute to tie these things. Very simple pattern. Probably if you're starting out fly tying, one of these foam Grasshoppers, at least the variant that I make, is a very simple tie. And I'll give you a description of it real quick. Looks like I'm using about a size 8 hook, maybe size 10. Okay, there's the foam body, and all it is the Dacron tying thread, one length of the silly legs, and I just cut it into 4 sections, and I tie one shorter than the other when I tie it. I got some fly tying videos on this. And then the shape, sometimes I'll use a foam cutter, other times I'll just make a little shape, triangular, kind of angular, rectangular shape deal, and it works. Let's see, I think I've got some folks on the chat here. Let's see what else is saying. What's your PB fish? 8-pound bass, bigger ones in salt water. Thought you were showing off dead bait on a fly pole. No, it's not dead bait. It's foam Grasshopper. All right, and like I was saying, just takes a few minutes, if not a minute, to tie one of these. And here, what I do like about this is you'll see some stuff that's kind of clobbering the area, and I'm able to fish this foam grasshopper in these different pockets versus getting clobbered when I cast using a streamer. Like the other day, I was using a little olive woolly bugger, and it was just kind of getting caught up in all the green stuff floating in the area. And then here, when I'm working a pond, I'll sort of just keep popping the fly close to shore as I'm walking parallel. There's a hit, little guy. All right. But what happens is, especially early morning like this, there's a hit. Missed him again. Okay. Is they are definitely, there's one out there moving. Let's see, that was a bass. Let's get it out there, see if he's willing to strike. And these bass have been highly pressured. A lot of folks fish this area, and a lot of times they definitely ignore your bait, if not your fly. So there's a hit. All right, that was a better one. Looked like a little surface action this morning. Let's see what he is. Oh, another little bluegill right there. Okay. And yeah, it's a nice quiet morning. I went out here the other day, and when I lost that foam variant of a damselfly, pretty much ended the trip because look over there, something in the shallows moving again. Okay, we got some fishies in the shallows, and I'll just kind of work it into the bank and kind of slowly step lightly and work the area closest and see if we'll get Mr. Fishy to strike. And a lot of times they're just kind of lurking nearby, not deep into the pond, but more on the edges, chasing be it some bait fish or food and whatnot. Okay. And just kind of work this area real quick before we move on to the other side of the pier area. Okay. And again, the setup I'm using is a 4-weight fly rod to Pursuit. I've had it for years, and Echo Ion 2-3 weight reel on a 4-weight weight forward fly line. I tend to use a weight forward fly line for most of my fishing, just because I like that extra weight in front that allows me to get my cast out with minimal false casting. It's like one individual taught me years ago, got some junk, that keep your fly in the water and you'll catch more fish, spend less time false casting. A lot of times you can cast at the same distance without a false cast, just by, I guess, practice. Anyways, kind of took that to heart, and I pretty much follow that as much as I can. But first I got to get all this greenery, and again, this is why I like using a foam grasshopper, is because in this situation, because of all this green stuff that's going to be floating around. Howdy, howdy. Looks like we got some other folks joining the chat. Appreciate y'all joining today. Just doing a little live stream. Tried doing it yesterday, but the temperatures got into the 90s and my phone overheated, and there's another hit. And so I had to shut her down. But this morning it's a lot cooler. There's another hit. It looks like a little bluegill. Another one chasing it. Yeah, another one chasing it. So bluegill are active this morning, looks like. Okay, let's go get it out there. All right, hoping a bass will, there's another hit. There's a turtle. Yeah, bluegill are definitely active this morning. Let's see if I can get them to pop. Come on, come back. The good thing about these foam grass, he took it. That one was a good hit too. Good thing about these foam grasshoppers is you don't have to fish. He's on. Okay. You don't have to give it much action. You pretty much just cast it out there, do a little twitching, and the fish get attracted to it. That's a little guy. Little guy. Fun stuff. All right. And, yeah, so I've been doing these live streams, be it the pond fly fishing or ultralight bait casting. Right now I got the fly fishing bug right now because I kept seeing some good opportunity for fish, and I've been either breaking off the tippet or catching a tree fish and having to end the stream. There's another hit. But I definitely, there he goes. He was on there briefly, chased it twice, or came back to it twice. But I'll probably go back to doing some of that ultralight bait casting again too. That's a very addictive one. Casting ultralight lures using, there's another, that's a good hit. Using bait casting gear. All right, let's try it one more time and then I'll move on to the other side of the pier area. Okay, that one's playing with it. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get Mr. Fishy to stay on this time. Okay, that one popped it again. Oh man, that one swiped it and kept going. Denied me. Let's get it back out there. Let's see if there's another hit. All right. Okay, that one's on. All right, that one hit it. Oh, he got off. He hit it as I was doing the short pole retrieve. Okay. And some of the tips that I've learned over the years, you definitely want to keep your finger on the handle and the line between the handle and your finger, because that allows you to lock it up quickly and tighten up on your line. If you keep it out here, you'll lose some I guess hook setting time. All right. So yeah, you definitely don't want to hold it like so. There's another hit. All right, let's do it again. Ooh, that one chased it. I wonder if that was a bass. Okay. Come on, do that. Let's see if we can get this guy to hit. That's a turtle. That's a turtle. Let's get out of there. Yeah, Mr. Turtle. Let's keep Mr. Turtle off the line. All right. The other good thing about this is, oh, a good fighter. Other good thing about this is, especially if you're starting out fly fishing, I find that I do better, I guess, using some dry flies versus wet flies. So this is a good one to get started on. Again, I tied this just in basically about a minute or under a minute, and I tied it just a little bit before coming out here. All right, and here it is, foam grasshopper. It's gonna get beat up, but it works, you know. There it is, okay. And I used to use like a chenille on the body right here to give it a little meatiness, and I find that doesn't make any difference. Fish will still hit it right there. So all it is the legs, the little foam, closed cell foam, 2 millimeter, and then the tying thread and the hook. And then I used super glue for the glue to hold the threads in place. And you really don't have to worry about the body staying in place. It may rotate on you. Some folks kind of worry about that, but I don't. Okay, so the body may rotate on you, so the hook comes off to the side. You just go and push it back in place, or just leave it alone. You'll still get strikes, especially with bluegill and bass. All right, let's go back over here. Look, they got balloons up in the air. I think they were having the Plano Balloon Festival earlier, or at the beginning of this week, or beginning of this weekend. So pretty cool stuff, seeing those guys up in the air like that. All right, so over here, usually you'll have a bunch of them kind of hanging out here, plus over here. It's shallow here, about maybe a foot or two deep, but look at that. Look at all that activity, all right? Bird just spooked a bunch of them there, and then all the way back over there spooked a bunch of them. And they vary from these little small guys to some pretty good size ones. Bluegill, sunfish, Mainly bluegill here compared to sunfish, and then the bass. And of course there's some catfish here that I've caught over the years, but mainly just target, oh look at that big guy. He was right there by the shallows, and I'm standing off way back here, and he's still spooked. Bummer. All right, let's see if I can get their interest. There's stuff moving about. See if they'll strike. Okay. Yeah, so definitely stand off from the distance here because they are lurking in the shallows right now. There's one. Kind of played with it. All right, so I'm standing off about 15 feet now, and I'm slowly walking up, clearing in front of me the area, and then from there I'll start fishing from the closer to the bank and kind of fan the area left and right. All right, but yeah, we had some big movement there, it looked like. And let's see, I think we'll drop one up close again. But yeah, there's at least 2 or 3 pretty good sized bass. I know there's a 5-pounder in here lurking that's been caught and released over the years many times. But many times he just does not want to strike anything. Okay. All right, let's take it out further. So I can get it out here where it's a little shallow. Okay, Mr. Fishy may be close. Oh, there's still some movement way back out there. Let's see if I can get it out this way. Oh, look at that, right in front of us. Look at that. You see him? In the shallows. And he hit something. I think that was me. Shoot. He swiped at it. I wasn't ready. Was not ready for that one. Okay, so they're chasing little bait fish in the shallows. I suspect it's the, there he's on. Suspect it's the, those little bass. What is this? Oh, it's a bass. All right. First bass of the day on the foam grasshopper. Let's bring him up. He's got a little weight to him. Not a big bruiser, but he counts. He counts. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and get him undone. Again, it's the foam grasshopper tied with minimal material. And this has caught bass, bluegill, even catfish over the years. Oh, I dropped them. Let's get them back in the water. All right, not bad. All right. Let's put them back and let them get bigger. Okay. See some stuff coming in. Let me go check out the... Let's go check out some of these chat items. I want to keep you guys engaged in the fishing live stream. Let's see what we got. Nice largemouth. Cool. My power went out. Oh, bummer. Oh, on the pin. And then one was retracted. Okay. So, all right. Well, I'm just monitoring the chat as I fish. If I miss it, I apologize. A lot of times the chat will start shooting out some more, what do you call it, chats, and I'll miss it because there'll be multiple ones coming in. Here's one right behind it looking at it. Oh, this is cool. It's fun when you can visually sight cast as well as see the strike coming because you'll see the V weight come up right behind it. Oh, there's another hit. Oh, that's a jumper. That's a little bluegill. Ah, dang, he's got a lot of fight in him. All right, fishy, fishy. All right, foam grasshopper. Check out some of my other videos. I think if you look up foam grasshopper, COAF, do a search on that, you can see the videos that I put together on how to tie them. Some quick ties too. Oh, got some more here. What do we got? Is a 6.28. Wow, that's a big one. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What state are you fishing? What is it about us? I'm fishing in Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth suburb, city of Allen. The tippet I'm using is 2-pound test. Yeah, 2-pound test. I normally go with 6 or 5X or tippet, but I just grabbed some 2-pound strand mono, same one that I'm using on one of my ultralight bait casters, because I find when you're fishing these ponds, bluegill, bass, and whatnot, you don't need to buy the expensive tippet. You can go get you a whole big deal of some strand mono and you're good to go. Still works. It's stiff enough to turn your fly over. And in this case, since it's a foam grasshopper, it'll flip over. Hey, there we go. More of the balloons coming by from the Plano Balloon Festival. That's ongoing. I think today's the last day of it. There's another hit. Got a little bluegill chasing behind it. I can see the little wake right there. Ah, I saw him come up right before he struck. Bummer. There's another one playing with it. Oh yeah, they're definitely active today. And like I was saying, I come out here normally with some kind of foam fly, a variant of a foam spider, grasshopper, mainly because of all this stuff that's clobbering the surface. And so what it allows me to do is I can fish the different pockets between all the junk, and I'm still able to fish and not have to worry about taking all that green stuff that gets clobbered on the fly. And what's also nice is I can just keep it in a pocket and let it sit there for a little bit, and hopefully something lurking below is enticed enough to strike. All right, it's kind of quiet over here in the shallow area. Let's go and flip it back over here where we're getting more action. Slightly deeper here. Okay. And I'm gonna get up close to the bank real quick, and since I cleared it earlier, I'm gonna try casting. Oops. Oh, I messed up on that cast. Oh, look out there. That's a bass. That's one of the bass running. All right, let's see if I can get a little cast out further. Okay, a little bit further. Come on, Mr. Fishy. Okay, again, I'm looking, there's one right behind it. You can see the little V-wake just come up right behind it before he strikes. Other times it's just that little nibble that they do. It's a bass over there playing around with some fish. Let's get it back out again. Okay. All right. Yeah, this pond fly fishing is pretty fun, especially when they're definitely active. What fly line? I'm using a 4-weight weight forward floating fly line on a 8-foot Redington Pursuit 4-weight, and Echo Ion 2 3-weight, and Echo Ion fly reels. I've got the whole set, 2 3 all the way up to the 10 12. And oh, look at that, another bass in the shallows. It looks like. Let's see if I can get them to hit. Do a little shaky shake, make it look like something enticing. All right, let's get another cast out there. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of bait fish in the water. Let's see if Mr. Fishy will strike. Okay, there's one moving around next to it. Let's see if he's gonna go for it. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's one that just popped up way out there. Let's see if I get his attention. There we go, he came up behind it. Twice he came up behind it. He's coming up again. Ah, he stopped. Chased it twice. All right, let's just cast it back out again and see if we can get him to go hit again. These guys are definitely active this morning, and I do like the cooler temperatures. It's, I think it's low 70s, but it's gonna jump up again, back up to the 90s. So I figured get out here before it gets hot again and my phone shuts off and I gotta cut the live stream short. Do you fly for any redfish out there? You mean on the coast and all that? I haven't lately. I did when I was growing up, when I was on the coast, but I'm further up here in North Texas. So when I do hit the coast, I mainly fish the piers and sometimes the beaches and whatnot over the years since I've moved up to the North Texas area. I definitely would be doing that if I was living further on the coast or on the coast. Come on, let's see if Mr. Fishy will strike. All right, we may move down a little bit, try the other side. Okay, Oh, there's one coming up behind it. I could see the little wake. He just kind of nibbled at it. Yeah. All right, so over here is a more shallow area. Only bad thing is when you're on the other side, all this greenery extends out another 4 or 5 feet. So if you catch anything big, you're gonna have to get it over that green stuff, or you're gonna have to walk it, whatever you catch, to an area on the pond that doesn't have that, all that vegetation blocking you from landing it. Over here is a little bridge that goes over the feeder creek, and feeder creek's really clobbered right now with a lot of growth, but this is one of the places that I'll come usually to play around and catch some of the bluegill, as well as if you step lightly at times, you'll see a bass or two lurking in here all the way up to the culvert on the other end. And it gets deeper at that culvert, and I've caught some pretty good bass out of that culvert, just kind of lingering right in front of it over the years. And here, there's a bunch of little bluegill just kind of sitting here. Look like some minnows also. Yeah, they just kind of spooked on me. So that's probably what those bass are striking right now, or those little bait fish. And look over here. So I'm standing off about 20 feet from the bank right now, and you can see a lot of movement here up close. And so I'm gonna stand off here and see if I can get a cast in or two. Oh wait, I'm clobbered. Let me clear this. There's another balloon going by. Oh, we got some more items in the chat. Caught a 13-pound catfish. Nice. In those parts, thought on Iowa exists. I'm not sure what that means. All right, let's see if we can get a cast in. Start up close. Oh, just had a little nibble on that one. Okay. Again, I'm about maybe 2-3 feet from the shore. There's one coming behind it. Saw the little wake. And it looked like a little bluegill. There's another one. These are those little bluegill. Okay. And there's a hit. Okay. And this is me. I'm standing 15 feet from shore, casting the fly 2-3 feet and then bringing it in, and I'm getting all that activity. So one rule of thumb is don't go right up to the bank when you're fishing a pond. Kind of clear the area ahead of you before you walk it up. Been many a times I've caught a decent fish just right off the bank. Okay. So here I'm just kind of casting a little bit further out, and I've stepped in a little bit closer, about another 2-3 feet. And I'm just kind of clearing the area. I want the fish to see my fly before they see me. Okay, all right, now let's play around a little. See if anything's lurking to my left. Okay, let's go flip it over. Oh, let's go this way. Some bait fish. Okay. And then off to my right over here, definitely gets shallow. Oh, there's a hit. Ah, was not ready. I was looking away. But there's another hit. Came up solid. I gotta watch that. Got me some greenery. And over to my right is a shallower cove area. And once it clears up a little, you can definitely see in that water and see them lurking down below. All right, what else we got? Let's see, what's the lure? It's a foam grasshopper. You can see where the hook is kind of twisted on me. Doesn't matter, it still catches fish. All right, and it's made up of a closed cell foam, the rubber legs, and the tying thread and the hook, and that's it. No chenille, no thick body or anything, just Kept it minimal, and it still catches fish. And especially when you're fishing a pond, definitely like looking at watching that fly and see the fish come up behind it, a little V-wake that comes up, or a little slurp that they do. That's always pretty fun. Okay, let's walk it up now. All right, let's go. Oh, that was a frog down by my feet. Okay, there's a hit right there. All right, not a big bass, but a little bluegill. All right, that's fun. Good stuff. All right, let's see. I'm on this little point here, and what's the vantage point about this, or vantage to this point, is it allows me to cover a lot of this pond fairly quickly. Plus, if I do get anything substantial, I don't have to deal with that green stuff that's going to clobber the other side. I can see down to the bottom. It's just a few inches. It's not very deep at all. So I'm just kind of tagged it. And they did put some of that blue dye stuff that helps cut down on the algae. There's a hit. Came up fast on that one. There's another one. There's another one. He had it in his mouth briefly. Could be those smaller ones. There's a good hit. Missed him again. All right. But hey, oh, had him on briefly. Looks like Mr. Mojo is off this morning. But hey, we got some good activity to keep me going here. There's a good hit. He did like one of those porpoise things where he comes up and kind of slurps it. But he got off on that one. All right, let me just get another cast out. Okay. This is a little 8-foot little fly rod. It's one that I keep handy in my home office just to. There's one coming up behind it. I can see the wake. Let's see if he'll chase it. There it is. Ah, he chased it. Oh yeah, fun stuff. Makes you feel like you're fishing the flat somewhere and some fancy fish is going after it. Just instead it's a little pond here. Okay, let's go. Shoot right into some bait fish. Okay. Oh yeah, a lot of fun. There's a hit. So I get a lot of these little hits. That's kind of why I go with a size 10 hook, because I can catch bass with it as well as bluegill. If I go with a smaller size, I end up getting a lot more of those little bluegill. And right now I feel like catching more than just little bluegill. I prefer to maybe get a bass or two. I could go up to a size 8, and that'd probably cut down on a lot of the little guys getting caught. But if I just want to catch some bait for some live bait fishing, I'll drop the fly down to 12 or 14, make it a little grasshopper as well, or put on like a little midge or nymph and catch these 2-3 inch sunfish and bluegill that work perfect for some of the bass in these ponds, as well as I've used them before fishing up at Denison Dam tail race up the road from us, Lake Texoma, and used it to catch some catfish as well as striped bass on live bluegill. Do prefer shad, but yeah, bluegill work also. Just a slower bite, but yeah, they work. All right, let's see if I just saw something moving off. There he goes. Ah, he was over there lurking. Thought I had him. Okay, let's see if he'll come back. I'm just gonna do these. There's a short twitch. Oh, there's another balloon from the balloon festival. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see. Little twitch. All right, let's shoot it out a little bit further. Okay. There's one. He chased it. Oh man, he chased it. There he goes. He chased it again. I thought that was a bass. No, he's chasing it. I think it's a little guy. Came up right behind it again. Okay, let's just pop it out there again. There's one chasing it. I can see the V-wake. I'm gonna give it more movement, hoping it's a bass instead of a bluegill. No. All right. Probably can just leave it. Oh, over here, something just moved. Okay. And here I'm watching for the indication of a fish coming up to it, be it that V-wake or that strike like so. And that's kind of helping with setting the hook in time, or in other cases, maybe I'm setting the hook too soon, like in this one right here. He's playing with it a couple times. Okay. And let's see if Mr. Bass wants to play. Some good strikes there. Holy cow. Yeah, I suspect it's those little guys. But since I went with the bigger size hook, that kind of reduces the number of smaller fish that I have. Oh, there's a bass moving there. Here. Let's go cast in front of him. Right there. Let's see if he will get his interest. No. Yeah, that was a bass moving. Let me adjust my harness real quick. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Are you fly fishing? Yes. I'm reporting this channel by... Okay. I don't understand. What are you reporting? Okay. Let's see if we got something else here. So, lots of fun. Let me get another strike here. Okay, there's another one. Okay. All right, and this is that foam grasshopper. And we'll just flip it over this way now. See if they're back in the shallow area again. Okay, I just spooked something. All right, let's go back here to my right. So I kind of like situating myself in one particular location in a pond, work that area, and then I'll move on. And you can see there's a lot of activity this morning, and there are a lot of bait fish in the water moving about and getting spooked as I, be it the fish going by or even myself casting. Right there is a bunch of them again. And it's these little, I don't know, about that big or so. Yeah, about that big. 3 inch. Look like, remind me of glass minnows, but they aren't. Maybe there's those little mosquito fish or whatever that look like bigger guppy, I guess. But it looks like the bass are feeding on it. And what's nice about the foam grasshopper is, yes, it sits on the surface, but eventually it'll start getting waterlogged and they'll start sinking 2-3 inches below the surface. And what's nice is it'll hover in that location where you don't have to worry about getting clobbered and pushing it into some greenery. But at the same time, the fish still strike it. And I think it acts more like a minnow that's submerged under the surface. And the legs give it just enough action for the fish to strike. Oh, shoot. Got me a tree fish there. Ah. So, yeah, it's one of those ties that just takes a minute or less. I've tied so many of these over the years, doesn't take me long to tie these, and since it's a minimal material, it's no biggie. But even if you're starting out fly tying, I believe you can tie one of these fairly quickly. And if you look on my channel, COAF, and do foam grasshopper or fly tying, I think you even have a playlist on the channel that shows all the different flies that I've tied, or variations of it. I think it's under the Peak Fly Tying Vice playlist right here. It'll show you how I make this one. In fact, the shape, sometimes I'll use a foam cutter, other times I'll use just a scissor and shape it. You don't have to get fancy. I just got the foam cutter because I felt like getting one. But I did go out a couple of times and just did a rectangle, little rectangle, and tied it, and it shaped itself nicely once I got the legs and the head and body tied on, it's still got some pretty good hits. I called it the rectangle pattern. So, oh yeah. But here's what I was describing where, so the bank is right over here by this brush, but there's another 5-6 feet of grass and greenery that you can't just step into it or you're gonna fall in the mud and water. And yeah, if you get anything big, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get it over that junk or bring it out to the other side. All right, let's see if I can pop a fly and just kind of work this bank. Okay, so I'm standing off about good 15 feet right now from the bank with all that greenery, and that's all like muddy, if not marshy, watery. And the other day when I lost my foam damselfly, I wasn't able to fish this like I could because I was using a streamer, as I did not bring another fly with me, or foam fly, just some streamers. And what I'll do to fish this end is I'll just kind of pop the fly at different spots, and because it just kind of hovers there, I'm able to continue to fish this side without having to move the fly out of the, I guess, the money zone, because a lot of times I end up doing that right there. A lot of greenery on here. Look at this. Woo! So when I was fishing a streamer, I had to keep moving it and take it right into this green stuff. When I use this foam variant fly, it stays on the surface more, stays out of the greenery, and I can just let it hover or sit in a particular location where hopefully the fish are lurking. So let's see if we can just kind of pop it in there. Okay. And just let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll just pop up again and just keep working the surface. All right. And if we get anything big, well, I guess we'll have to worry about it then on how we'll land it. But you'll be surprised how many fish you can catch. Oh, look at that. There's a big swirl there. I wonder what that was. That was a big swirl. All right. Okay. And we'll just keep popping the fly up and down till we get to that culvert area, and then we'll kind of fish that culvert and see if there's anything lurking there. Oh, there's one that just moved over here by the shore, or by the grass line. Looked like a bass. And yeah, there's some pretty decent bass here. It just, they don't seem to strike on lures. They tend to keep to themselves, and I guess if you got one of those live bait minnows and whatnot, there's another one over here. Wow, that's at least 3-4 good ones that don't want to play today. Okay. All right, and just keep popping it away and just working the bank here. It hadn't always been like this. Normally the water level is actually right up to here, right there. Just, we've had some drought years as well as some, oh, there's a good hit. Dang it, missed him. It's a bluegill. Some drought years have kind of beat these up and made them a little bit shallow. There's another hit. Another bluegill. Let's see if we can work this area real quick and get one to hit. I think there's some red ear here that are big that I've caught over the years, and they tend to hover in this one corner. And let's see, let me cast it a little bit further out. Just kind of work it in a little bit. And then I've seen several nice sized bass. that, again, very rarely do I catch them, be it fly fishing or ultralight bait casting. If I do want to catch them, best time is really during the spawn, or they're doing those reaction strikes, protecting their beds, or get you some live bait, bluegill, live bluegill, some of those little minnow looking things. It's probably your best bet. But I tend not to use bait. I tend to use a lot of lures, but I am practicing on I call it the live bait finesse BFS rod or combo. I've got several videos on that, and what I'm doing is casting shad and bluegill, as well as eventually some mullet, in preparations to fish under the lights at on the coast for some of the speckled trout, because that sure is fun, live lining them with basically nothing but the mullet itself. No weight, no popping corks, nothing. And I find that combo that I put together, the Shimano Corrado BFS XG on the ultralight Shakespeare 7-foot bait casting rod, seems to work really nicely. I've already caught some decent sized catfish using it, so I'm pretty confident it could handle speckled trout in salt water. And since that Corrado can be used in salt water, pretty interested in seeing how that'll turn out. Okay, it looks like the bite has slowed down for yours truly. I don't know if you guys can see anything here, but okay. I don't want to keep you bored here, but it was a good engagement. Saw a lot of folks on the stream, and well, it looks like there's some folks posting some stuff that, well, it's getting moderated. So fortunately, YouTube has their little moderation thing, so any craziness gets knocked out from the chat. But before we go, let me go ahead and describe again what I was using. Foam grasshopper, made with one silly leg cut into 4 sections. You cut it in half, cut in 4ths, and that's it. And then closed cell foam, 2mm closed cell foam, and size 10 hook in this case, but you can adjust that hook size based on what you feel you're trying for. Let's go back this way. And then if you want to see how I tie it, go look on the channel. Just look up foam grasshopper and then put in COAF, and that should get you to a video or a search on YouTube for this fly. Did I tie it? Yes, I did. I tied it. Yeah. All right. And it's very simple, and you can take it all the way down to 14, size 14. If I put it to a size 14 hook, I probably would have been catching a lot more of those little bluegill that were knocking on it. Okay. All right. All for now. Till next time. We'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.